Are you familiar with Derek Jackson?
Yes.
Okay, Derek Jackson.
Yeah.
Derek Jackson was... I actually don't know much about him. I didn't watch him before this scandal happened, but apparently he was like the good guy, right? So you had the Kevin Samuels, y'all are trash, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then Derek Jackson was kind of like the encouraging one, like, women, kind of playing into what I assume women wanted to hear. He was that kind of guy. Then you find out that he was cheating on his wife. So his whole empire kind of crumbled.
Right.
So just recently he was on a podcast kind of explaining why he started cheating. So I wanted y'all to hear it.
Aggressive energy towards a woman, except in intimacy. And so how I would express my affection oftentimes was aggressive. Like, I want to pick her up. Yeah. I don't just kiss her. I pin her up against the wall, put my hand around. I'm not trying to get graphic. Yeah. There's context here. So, come up behind her and hug on her, kind of aggressive. But that would make her really, really shut down. And I didn't know what was going on. I felt rejected. Like, why you don't want to kiss me? My breath stink or something like that? So we would have, and not only would she shut down then, it would be tension. It would be almost hostile. So again, this wasn't until about a month and a half, 2 months in, where it was like, now it's back-to-back things. Now I come up on the kiss her and she like kind of pushing away. She can't stay far enough away from me. She's kind of mean towards me. And it's kind of a flip side. And I didn't know part of what I was feeling didn't have nothing to do with the relationship. It was much deeper. But I remember like, man, my breath getting short. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I ain't never been so sensitive to rejection, because we all get rejected, but this is the first time I felt that. And what felt safer was to go out and at least have friendships with other girls. Just the conversation felt like receptiveness, like acceptance again. Mm-hmm. But those loose boundaries turned into no boundaries. So, if we continued to clash and she continued to pull away or what have you, and I'm not getting no answers or whatever, especially in my prideful state, I'm thinking, man, she got me effed up. So I'm over here doing the right thing, and she over here acting like I ain't nothing. So now there's a party tonight, or there's a girl on campus, and then she got her own dorm room. And that's when...
All right.
Jesus.
So that's basically saying that's what got him to start cheating. Now, I will give him this. This is the most real he sounded to me this whole time. He sounded he was telling the truth. Okay. What did you take away from his explanation for his hypocrisy in this podcast?
So it sounded like he was saying she wasn't giving what he wanted.
Yeah.
So he had to go elsewhere. That's what it sounded like.
Right.
She didn't like it rough, so pause. But she didn't.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. So like she didn't like giving affection, or she didn't like the affection he was giving
because of her past.
Her past, because
right.
her past was she got raped. So it's like, dude, this seems too much.
Giving me
to
flashbacks.
Yeah. So you didn't have enough respect to respect her wishes that you just dipped and tried it elsewhere. That's kind of crazy.
Right. Yeah. I definitely. It sounded like a lot of ego-driven behavior. Yeah. Right. Like in the least disrespect. No, I don't mean no disrespect, but it's giving like he mentioned words like, I never felt that rejected in my life, or to the point that he got mad because she didn't like what he wanted to do to her, even though she, it's like there was no kind of like collaboration, it sounded like, and how to express affection with one another. Yeah. So it just sounded like it was all about what he needed, what he desired. So yeah, it's tough.
So there's this idea of the good guy narcissist. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Where good guys go around claiming, man, I'm a good guy. Mm-hmm. But really what they mean is it needs to be all about me. Mm. Yeah. I deserve your attention. I deserve you to want to be with me. And that's kind of what I'm gleaning from a lot of this, is this sense of entitlement, like, because I'm such this great guy, I should get whatever I want out of you. Mm-hmm. And I wonder sometimes, we were talking, me and Ryan, it's like, did we have that attitude when we were single? We used to come on the show and complain like, oh, these girls, they overlooking us because, we're living for God, we're doing the right thing, and they overlooking us and this and that. Is that coming from the same place? You also have that
Valentine's Day?
It's somewhere.
Up.
It's somewhere. I might delete it before y'all go look for it.
That but Valentine's Day, like pre Alfie and Toya, it was like it was Ryan's house, right?
It was in Ryan's house, yeah.
Just looking like,
just complaining about girls.
Poor guys.
Yeah. So was that coming from the same place of like, we're doing all these right things and these girls overlooking us? That's what it feels familiar. So I'm like, I'm wondering, did we have that same attitude?
Well, I think that the question is, what was your approach to women? Like, was your approach women dating women, was it like, you supposed to be with me because I'm the nice guy, not be with him?
No.
Because it was almost like y'all piece. Remember the holla piece?
Yeah. Is this me? What did I say in that?
There's a part where you was like, I'm hoping he gay so she can be with me.
Okay, I was young. But yeah. So I'm wondering, I'm asking, like that feeling that a lot of guys have, a lot of Christian guys have when they're growing up.
Yeah.
And they're trying to live right. They're trying to stay pure. They're trying to do all the things you're supposed to do. And then girls would just look at them like they trash.
Well, I think the thing also too is you feel that way because you know who the women are picking. You know as a man because you are chilling with other men in your church and you hear them talking and you like, oh, this dude ain't legit.
Yeah.
And you hearing them or you know about them and they pass or their reputation and you trying to talk to her small talk, but she's like looking at that guy and you like, really?
He's more exciting. He's more
more not flamboyant, but more like extra, what we call like flashy or whatever. You know what I mean? And not flashy like showing stuff off, but flashy like it's not flashy.
Conceited.
It's not conceited either. It's
like
more
extrovert.
It's like like he's out there like he could life of the party, make stuff happen, talk. You know what I mean? So, and I think that's us being jealous of that guy. You know what I mean? Yeah. As you think about it, it's really jealousy.
It is.
But at the same time, it's like you're thinking, I'm trying to warn you from this guy.
Right.
I'm trying to warn you. You know what I mean? And I saw a clip recently of a woman saying, like, I messed up the nice guy. I wanted the nice guy, but I went with the guy who was very verbal abusive to me and everything. And then she was like, now I'm looking at the other guys that was trying to holler at me. Now they all married and she want a nice guy now. That's why, so when we had that conversation, I was like, are you saying that all nice guys were narcissists? Because I don't think every nice guy was.
Well, I want to, Lee, am I crazy? This guy, would you say he's giving narcissist vibes?
I don't know this man, but given what I know of the situation, I would say yes. So should I be worried that I was also giving narcissist vibes when I was? We got
some previous clips.
Well, what I would say to that is like, if there's an inkling, maybe there is some like inner, work or like self-discovery that you might need to tap into, right? It's like none of us are perfect, and it's like I've definitely operated in like my narcissism for like periods of my life, and ruined my life, and made things more difficult for people around me, right? So I think that there's nothing wrong with like acknowledging like, hey, like I was wrong at this period in my life, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what you was on, but
I'm finding out
if you need to deep dive,
Well, I think narcissism at the end of the day is selfishness, and I think everybody has a little bit of selfishness to them, especially when you were single, because you feel like I'm the perfect candidate, or
It wasn't
not even you, but I'm just saying in general, men in general feel like especially if somebody attractive come into a room and everybody was like, all the dudes like, yo, I want to be with her because she's attractive. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But then also on the flip side, it was women that probably would tell other women, or women be like, hey, don't get with that girl. She but you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't listen to her because you wouldn't choose her because you was trying to get with girl.
So I don't know Derek's backstory, so I'm kind of putting some stuff on him. He appears to me to be the kind of guy who maybe got overlooked when he was younger and smaller and didn't have like bolder arms and stuff. And then he did all this work to become like this ideal person. Now it's like I deserve it type thing. That's what I'm reading off of him.
Yeah.
So when I put myself back in that same spot, I never felt that way. I never felt like I deserve.
Yeah.
It was more so just like, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing wrong? That it was like the opposite feeling.
So you had the woe is me.
Exactly. So is that wrong?
Woe is me.
I'm just trying to help the young men, because I hear this all the time. There's young Christian men out there that feel like this.
Yeah.
They feel like I deserve, but like, why not? Like, what's going on? What am I doing wrong?
I feel like there's nothing wrong with knowing your worth.
Yeah. No.
And I feel like the problem comes in with this thinking, though, when you start to become manipulative and you try to manipulate others around me, like, oh, I'm such a good guy. Like, I've been with people like that, you know what I'm saying, that damaged me, and then it creates a cycle in someone's life. And so that's definitely what he gives. And, I feel like it's not incorrect to be like, I'm a good person. I deserve a good person. Like, you're correct. But I think, again, it's like, it might just not be the right time for you, right? You might still have things that you need to learn as as perfectly polished as you think you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe the person that God has for you isn't ready yet. And maybe it has nothing to do with you, right? And this is more about God using this time in your life to prepare you to be the best person that you could be with this person that he has for you.
Or also, and it's another thing, somebody's right there and you're ignoring them.
That's where I was going next. 'Cause we got a comment from a young lady on our video where Jackie Hill Perry was calling out toxic male podcasts, right? And she said, well, what about the guys who are the good guys, who are generally good, not narcissistic good, that overlook the young ladies that are the good girls in their lives, and they're chasing after these wild girls, right? It happens both ways, right? So I'm just imagining a room where a young lady is like feeling overlooked and a young man is feeling overlooked, like, and they're looking past each other. So it's like,
but you know what's so funny about that? Majority of the time, they'd be like, they ain't my type.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right. Because they're letting social media tell them who their type is.
Exactly.
Right. And it goes both ways.
Exactly.
So even the good Christian guy might be valuing worldly things in women, and looking what is actually
so many men waiting
valuable about a woman.
Waiting for Megan Thee Stallion to get saved. Waiting for no, I'm serious. There's so many men that's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Waiting for the bad girl to get saved too. Just as some nice women or like godly women are like, I want a thug. You know what I mean? Like it's the equivalent to that. And it's like, if y'all just turn around and talk to each other, you know what I mean? He may not be the thug that you want, but he may have something on there that you be like, oh, okay, I know he can check me when I'm out of line. I know he can do that. I'm just speaking for my wife. I know she told me that before, so that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that to say, like, sometimes you think you judging a book by its cover when that book is not. You haven't read that book.
Right.
Yeah, that's real. That's good. So I want to give him credit though a little bit. Is what if he was that person and he's being honest now? So let's give him that. Like, how do you deal with what he actually dealt with? A man that feels rejected, and then they start looking outside for the validation that they need.
He need to go get some help. Right. Because if I'm mad, if I'm looking for if I'm dating women and I get rejected and then I try to be that player, that's wrong too. Yeah. But I think the difference is when you're committed to somebody and you got vows and stuff like and I'm not making an excuse for him just dating people, but I'm saying when you have a wife, you got to look at your you got to look at her concerns too. It's like, why doesn't she like this type of aggression, sexual aggression I'm bringing to her, and ask her. And when she says, well, this happened to me and this is bringing a trigger for me, then you got to die to yourself and be like, okay, then my approach need to be different.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to still try to, you know what I mean? Maybe grabbing her a certain way makes her clam up because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like if you want someone to be a safe space for you, you also have to be a safe space for them.
Yeah.
Right? And you feeling rejected, like, okay, if you want to go elsewhere, break up with this person, right? Like, I feel like cheating, when you are committed to someone, it's like, you know, don't go do it, you know, and then you create all these spaces of secrets, because then she's really not going to want to open up to you, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then she's really not going to, like, you know what I'm saying, right, the way you want to, you know, show affection to her, because she can feel that there's no longer this safe space here, right? Yeah. So, you know, he ultimately just ended up digging a deeper hole with that, right? It's like, we get it, you feel rejected, we all feel rejected sometimes, but like, that's not how you heal that.
But this goes back to our last topic. He's doing all that while being like this public figure of being like this perfect man, of giving women advice on how they could find one like him when he's trash. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was putting on, like, have you seen his before this stuff videos? Weren't they like that?
I've heard of him, and I knew when women was like, I wish more men would be like Derrick Jackson, that's what I kept Kevin Samuels.
But it's like, no. He was trash. He was trash.
Yeah.
So so the public light on you is almost. I don't know if he's a Christian. I don't know if he's ever said he was a Christian, right?
Who, Derrick Jackson?
Yeah.
I think that's what the thing was. Like,
he was a Christian?
I think so.
Oh, because she was like the praying.
Yeah.
I forgot that part.
Yeah.
So he says he's a Christian.
Yeah, I don't think she would, the way she was, where his wife was, I don't think she would be with a non-Christian.
Interesting. So put that on it too. So he's in the public eye.
Yeah.
Kind of playing off of women's desire to have a godly man, a good godly man. He's presenting himself as, I am one of those guys.
I'm the Boaz.
Let me show you how to get one.
That's so wicked. That's
Yikes.
so wicked.
I mean, it goes back to the same thing. Like, you got to make sure you're not becoming a Pharisee. Like, that's literally what it is. You're saying things to make yourself look better and this and that. So have you seen any of his stuff since this? Is there any change?
I've never been a fan of his stuff like that. So I don't. I've heard about him. Literally, I heard about him from his when it first hit, when everything hit the fan about him and his wife.
And my sister said he turned to the Lord after all of this.
Oh, really? I can't. Camille, I can't say that. The way, and the reason I'm saying that is because his wife was sung go, like she was sung.
Maybe she
so
was
gung ho, like
maybe she was
missionary
praying.
Mary, you know.
Or maybe, but the way she was sounding was like a first lady, bro. She wasn't sounding like just a woman of God. She was sounding like a first lady. Like, I got my armor on. Y'all trying to attack my man. He a man of God. Like, I'm dead serious.
She was giving that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I
he
hope.
Said, Camille said, watch the whole interview.
Okay.
Or maybe he was. Maybe it was. He got exposed and realized
he wasn't authentic.
I wasn't authentic. And
because I will say he did sound like he sounded regular, like a regular person.
Now?
More so than he did in the past, where it sounded like a put on.
I got what you mean.
So I'm hoping that that's a turn for the better. You don't buy it?
But it still sounded like there was so much blame.
Oh, I see.
Right? Behind his explanation.
We're missing the narcissism.
Right. It wasn't.
We're missing it.
It wasn't acknowledging his own,
his own mess,
selfishness, or lack of a desire to really understand his wife. It sounded more, I was so rejected, and it's like, I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, we need to have more conversations between men and women, because I don't think guys always hear those things. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know if women always hear what guys are really trying to say as well. So it's good for us to kind of talk things through, because leaving him out of it, because he might be a bad example. But I think a lot of guys and a lot of people in our chat, men and women, are genuinely trying to do the right thing, right?
Yeah.
So how do we get out of these cycles of, people who desire to be married, that there's so many young ladies we know that aren't married. They want to be married, but they can't find a godly person that's stepping up, right?
Yeah.
How do we fix all that? Like, so we may talk about it a little bit more, just to kind of get to the bottom of what's going on out there, because it feels like it's getting worse. It feels like this whole single Christian circle is getting worse.
I think what's happening, honestly, in the single Christian market is that it's too much. I would say this: it's too much influence. It's too much influence from the world.
Yeah.
And I feel like the world singles of the world are influencing Christian singles. That's what I feel like is happening.
That's true.
And I feel like what that's happening is making it hard for real Christian women to find a husband, and real Christian men finding a wife.
Yeah.
And I think those ideologies, because as much as we were talking about the toxic part for the men, it's some toxic stuff from females too.
Definitely.
So it's something that once you're in the culture, once you're more in the culture than the word, then
we got to figure out how to draw that culture back out of you, even if you don't see it. That's where we all need to work on. So hopefully we can help.
BC going in. She mad. She's like, women don't find a husband. Godly men find wives. You do. You absolutely do. Yeah, you're right.
I'm tired of that phrase, women can't find a man. That's why everything is out of whack anyway.
You can't present yourself?
You know what? As a woman, right, I can say that I think that it has gotten really weird with, like, there are some men who, like, want you to chase them.
Oh, got you, yeah.
And so, to my good sis' comment, I feel like that's real. I feel like that's kind of a culture thing that has infiltrated, like, the Christian dating space. And then it's also, I understand some men are like, oh, I don't want to come off as a creep, or I don't want to go too hard, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like this weird balance thing of people trying to figure out how to not be offensive either, right? Like in assuming, a gender role in a situation, right? So I think there's a lot. It's really heavy and complex why there's so much difficulty in dating in this time.
Yeah, I mean, I think
this is a hard subject.
I think the thing is, and this was me with my wife. I didn't know, and I was scared. Like I was scared to approach her because you didn't want to feel that rejection. Men and rejection
is coming up over and over.
Yeah, and that's one of those things where it's like you don't know how to. For some good guys, I would say this. For some good guys, they don't know how to talk to a woman in a way that they don't catch feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They don't want to be inappropriate.
Yeah. Inappropriate, catch feelings, and vice versa. It's probably some women like, I don't want this man to think I want him to be my husband. I just want to talk to him and see if that can go that way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to hear people's logic and theology before you decide to even go on a date. Yeah. You know what I mean? And vice versa. So I think sometimes I think it's nervous, but then also I think we have to overcome rejection because it's nothing but fear. You know what I mean? We have to overcome those things to help ourselves, because if somebody rejects you, it's not that they hate you or dislike you. It's just, like you said, that's not the person for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we got to be okay with that too. Yeah. I think that's another thing. Part of the good guy syndrome is like, well, if she don't like me, why don't she like me? It's something, you know what I mean? You got to be okay with somebody just saying you're not my type.
You either go into the how dare she attitude, or you do what I do and it's like, oh man, I'm terrible. Yeah, something wrong with me. That kind of thing.
And honestly, it's not both. It's just it may be God dodging. You may be dodging a bullet.
Right, that part. Come on.
You know what I mean? Vice versa too. And it may just be something where God is like, okay, I have somebody for you. It's not her, and don't hold nothing against her.
Right. Ooh. Yes.
That's
that part.
That's holding it against her.
Yeah.
Okay. We have several topics we just outlined here. If you have other things you want us to tackle in this world, because we've been married for a long time, so we've been kind of had the attitude of, well, good luck.
Got in the car.
And not my problem. So we haven't really talked about it on here in a long time, but we used to talk about it every week. So yeah, we don't want to leave y'all hanging. So let us know what you want us to cover. Any topics out there that's really, really that maybe we're not aware of. Maybe things have changed so much that we just don't even know how hard it is.
I mean, of course, because I see Sean stuff and everything like that. We see it, and you see it in the culture. That's why I said I feel like there's a lot of the world influencing Christian singles that shouldn't be influenced, because, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that desire to be in a relationship, and you're hearing people talk about it, and maybe we need to find more people talking healthy relationship conversation.
Please leave comments, send us emails, whatever you want, to let us know what you want us to cover in this area or any area, but especially this one, so we know what is on singles' hearts, right? Yeah. We're not there with you, but we can shed as much light from the married perspective as possible, so you don't fall for people who, a lot of the people I see that have podcasts talking about marriage are not married. So I'm like, how do you know?
Yeah.
You know? So,
or divorce.
Exactly. Yeah. So like we'll do our best to give you like what the truth of it is from our point of view, so you don't fall into these traps. So anyway, let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.